doubles and coffee. Rowley, where you come out from, boy? Rowley, you like that man who does never get through with a girl. He gone in the nightclub, track a girl. The girl like a next man, but you always falconing around and the girl don't want to see you, don't want to hear you, don't want no drink from you, don't want no dance from you, don't want no joke. For Rowley, where you come out from? Rowley, you saying that Kamala Persad-Bissessar lied in the parliament about the Police Service Commission gate? Rowley, first of all, you, the king of all liars, the liar from Liar Tongue, the #1 liar in the history of Trinidad and Tobago politics, calling somebody else a liar. I'll go deal with that after. But Rowley, what are you talking about? What Kamala Persad-Bissessar said is absolutely true. You, somehow, you're saying it's a coincidence? Let me state the facts first. The commission, the Police Service Commission, went through its interview process, went through its vetting process, created a merit list in order of prominence from 1 to whatever number, from first to last. The entire 5-member Police Service Commission signed off on it, including Chairperson Bliss C. Persad. The process was over. The process was finished. The list, called the merit list, was delivered to President's house, to Paula May Weeks, Her Excellency. That meant that the absolute end of the process had occurred once that list was signed off on by a majority of the Police Service Commission. In this case, all, it was unanimous, and that list was sent to President's house. The process is finished. So anything that happened after that is illegal. The Paula May Weeks allowing Bliss C. Persad to withdraw that list is a breach of Section 123(4) of the Constitution. So Rowley, you who lied and tried to leave the population in abeyance until you finally admitted that the high official who went to President's house on the very same day that the list reached, you then said it was you. Now you are saying, oh, you didn't ever see a list. You didn't know nothing about a list. All you were doing is making sure that you gave information on a candidate to Bliss C. Persad. Okay, Rowley. So forget that it's a total coincidence that the list was complete and that you found your way to President's house, got into President's house, and Paula May Weeks allowed you to see Bliss C. Persad, tell her something in her ears, pretending that you had some information, and Bliss C. Persad then misbehaved in public office. You are trying to say that you gave the chairman of the commission some information, and what the commission did with that is their business? You are a total blatant liar. The commission didn't do anything. One person, Bliss C. Persad, the chairman of the commission, the lady who was also on a CDA board appointed by you and the PNM, she single-handed, unilaterally decided to withdraw the merit list on the behest and being allowed to do so by the president. So the president was in breach of the Constitution. Bliss C. Persad misbehaved in public office. This then caused all of the other commissioners to resign and caused the collapse of the Police Service Commission. You are now trying to say that you didn't know nothing about no list. You never saw no list. And it's pure coincidence that you end up in President's house to see Bliss. So what you went President's house to see Bliss for, Rowley? Bliss is the president? That where you go see Bliss? The Police Service Commission office is in the President's house? That's what you're saying, Rowley? You are a blithering, blatant liar, pathological fool, and you're being caught. You got wind of the list. You knew that there was a list. Because, for example, the process is a long process. People complain all the time that to choose a commissioner of police and so on, the process is so long, it's so arduous, it takes so much time. And only just at the end, when the list was already vetted, finished, approved upon, agreed and signed off by all the commissioners, Did you then find it necessary at that point in time to say you had some secret report from somebody who you commissioned to do a report, and up to now, years later, nothing came of that report, and you have the audacity to call Kamala Persad-Bissessar a liar? Keith Rowley, go back in your hole, boy. Nobody wants you. That's why you were rejected. That's why Small Pen was rejected. That's why the PNM was rejected. But for Michaela Pandey, who has disappeared, you would have been 31 seats down. UNC 29 seats. Tobago 2 seats. It would have been 31-10 had it not been for Michaela and a naked man, bareback man supporter that she have. Oh, your supporter too. So Rowley, you calling people liar, but you are the biggest liar. I can't even go through. I don't have time in this Doubles and Coffee to talk about the amount of lies you tell. I can't go back to national quarries. I can't go back to 1969 when you lied to the whole country and to everybody you know when you impregnated a girl of school age. I can't go back to Landate and Scarborough Hospital. I can't go back to Greenvale and Edinburgh 500 and you as Minister of Housing, or you before that as Minister of Planning, and when you gave your friend Rahal outline approval to go up in the sky in Renaissance Towers, increasing his asset base from 10 million to 850 million. I can't go back all day. Rowley, what about Emailgate, boy? Who went in the parliament with things 29 out of 31 were not even emails. They did not have enough characters to go up in the cloud. Who knew that? Who researched, and the first 13 minutes of the presentation of Hansard was that you, Rowley, knew you were going to lie, but you were justifying use of parliamentary privilege to lie on people and accuse them of conspiracy to murder, bugging DPP office and so on. Who is the Emailgate liar, Rowley? Is it someone else? Or is it you, you big, bold-faced liar? What about Delsey-gate? Do you remember this? Asdrubal Chavez? I have no clue. A plane landed in COVID, a sanctioned plane with the Vice Presidente of Venezuela, and they came to meet me. I didn't know for what. I had no agenda. I didn't know who was on the plane. You lie. What about Darrell Smith's wife? Did you tell Darrell Smith the truth? What about her walking down the stairs by you, past 3 dogs, a parrot, into a dungeon room and waiting on a red couch? Was that a lie? Tell me now, Rowley. What about the Bridgman's lie? When you told the population that Bridgman's Charter Party agreement went through the normal cabinet process and so on, and it was approved after confirmed, and then you had to go in the parliament, and Small Pen had to whisper in your ear, no, boss, the plane, we were in Tobago. And then you said, oh, yes, I was in Tobago, and they called me on a Friday, and I approved it without even reading one iota, one letter, one sentence. And that was the most corrupt contract that's still running with a Kobo Star and an Ocean Stem that never reached. Rowley, you talking about lies? What about the Petrotrin lies? The government is not closing down Petrotrin. And then you close it down. And you lie on Winfred Espine and the PNM Petrotrin board. You said they told you to shut it down. Winfred Espine went under oath in the Labour Court and said, my board, the board of which I am the chairman, never told Keith Rowley, nor the Prime Minister, nor the Cabinet, or anybody to shut down Petrotrin. Rowley, you lied. Why did you lie, Rowley? Why did you close down Petrotrin, Rowley? Was it because a man told you, either you shut it down, lock it down, broke it down, or we all go down? Talk now. You talking and calling Kamala like Kamala tell the truth. You reached by the president's house when the merit list was completed. It had been completed. The job was finished. Don't try and pretend now the process was ongoing. The process was complete. The candidates were listed in order of merit. All of the commissioners had signed off on it, and the report, the list had been delivered to the president. End of story. Paula May Weeks was supposed to, she was duty bound. She shall pass that to Parliament, section 123(4) of the Constitution. All you go and read it, and don't let Rowley come with his lies. Go on the golf course, go and dig a hole and bury your head in shame, boy. What about when you said you got COVID for the 4th time, Rowley? Was that true? Or did you find out that somebody had been in One Woodbrook and had a visitor come in all the time? And they knew about it for about 11 months. Was it COVID or COVID? Was it the banker, Rowley? Tell us now, because you're calling Kamala a liar. What about the Houston negotiation, Rowley? When in 2017, when you said on your platform, conversations with a liar, you told your PNM people, oh yes, we went to Houston, Stuart Young and myself, or Lee Franklin came home, and we concluded in negotiations with the upstreamers in the gas industry. The other government had not been able to do so. So you went to Houston and you concluded those negotiations. You say that, then you go on CNC3, PNM Brew, and but I never do that, we never say that, we never completed anything. Total lies, Rowley. You completed that negotiation. You ignored all the intelligent public servants, and you caused Trinidad and Tobago to lose billions of dollars. NGC make up a loss for the first time in history because of your lies and your negotiation, Rowley. What about Atlantic Train 1 LNG? What about the NGC board looking for indemnity? The two men, Mr. Alam and Mr. I forget his name now. Two of them came off because they couldn't do what you and Smallpin wanted them to do. You calling people liar, Rowley? You lie inside, outside, upside down. What about Nelson Gate lies? What about the indemnity that you and Faris Al-Rawi arranged with Vincent Nelson to sign to lie on two former UNC ministers and senators? What about that? What about usurping the authority of the DPP and paying $55 million after that for rental and not allowing the DPP to vet the building and so on? You lied to the entire population. You lied to the country, and you calling people liar? What about... I want to give all you one more. Rowley, what about the lies that you told about Kamla Prasad Bisesa never built no 106 schools? She keep claiming that they built 106 schools. Media, you all go and ask her where the schools. Remember that? You liar, pathological liar, Rowley. Tim Gopi Singh went in the parliament and he showed not only the 106 schools, every picture, all the works, everything done across the board. You lied to your PNM to tell them that Stuart Young will carry them to the promised land. You lied to the PNM and you said the UNC was corrupt while you had interlocking directorships all around this country. The people have seen you. You are unmasked. The people felt you, saw you. You're a quitter. You're a liar. And they voted you out. They voted Smallpin out. You're mini-me. So don't call Kamla Prasad Bisesa a liar. Kamla Prasad Bisesa was in the parliament yesterday improving the lives of children most in need, life-saving surgery, rejecting the TTRA, your PNM methodology to oppress citizens once again. The country has gotten rid of you. Stay gone, boy. But anyway, like you like the beer and doubles and coffee. And Rowley, how the twins get in Victoria Keys? Tell us about that. The twins that look just like you. The fisherman twins, you say, right? Yes, Rowley. What about Miss Braffett from the office of the Prime Minister? She's still eating out your chips bag? Tell me about that, Mr. Liar. When you lie every day for all your years to your beautiful wife, you calling Kamala a liar? Your wife and all know you're the biggest liar in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. So Rowley, give the country a rest and go back in your hole. We're not interested. You got beaten by a landslide. You know what is that rejection? That is like telling you, a woman telling you, no! But a man like you go still try to go through. And Rowley, I go ask the girl of school age when you was a teacher. I'll go and ask her. Okay, Rowley? Let me do have to deal with you again now. I will nearly say bless. But you, the devil, don't get blessings.